Socrates was literally against democracy. He actually says that, listen, he says that the person who's supposed to be driving is someone who's trained to drive. But unfortunately, democracy does not do that. You can actually vote for anyone.
Hello, family. Welcome back to Intentional Conversations. Today I'm playing host. My dude, my mellow, the people's champ is not here today. But I do have a great, awesome guest for us. Guys, we are at the point where we're bringing in guests, like we came from anyway, you guys have seen our journey. The guy I have here today, guys, his name is Malibongwe. And he's really I'll let him introduce himself. Malis, please, let the people know who you are.
Thanks for the invitation, Mas.
Welcome.
As you have said, my name is Malibongwe. I would like to introduce myself as an evangelist because I really love evangelism. Uh-huh. And apart from that, I'm a student. I think I'll be a student for life. We'll get deeper into that as we go.
Definitely. Guys, the topic today, and I'm not sure what we'll name it, but I want to give us some handles on politics and the political space and touch on some of that because, as we know, if you're in South Africa next year, there's some elections coming up. And the reason I invited Malis is because he works with young people. And you've been very, very much in the thick of things as far as the what do they call it? Kind of the intersection of students, student riots, church, right? As you said, you started with you call it an evangelist. I think there's a lot more, but I get why you'd go there. So maybe because I want to get straight into it, Malis, what has been your experience with the political kind of arena? And I know I'm using broad strokes. Young people and maybe the church or just that whole thing, because I know you were very involved during the what was it called? What was the movement?
Rose and Fees Must Fall.
Fees Must Fall. You were in the thick of that, and so maybe just go there. Start
Thank
there.
You,
sure.
I mean, to me, the disconnect between the students first. Let's start by students. The disconnect between Christianity, politics, and students. And I should have mentioned this before.
Yes.
That I've just finished my master's in Rose and Fees Must Fall, the student protest since 2015, in the role of the church within that. Wow. So one of the things that I've looked into in my paper is during Fees Must Fall, there were slogans that were being said, and these slogans have architects, Biko is architect of Black consciousness. Yes. Not necessarily that he came up, but in terms of South Africa.
Okay.
You see?
Yes.
Another one I looked into is Anton Lebende.
Okay.
The first president of the ANC Youth League.
Yes. Who
framed out the Pan-African philosophy.
Okay.
And another one is Tambo, the four pillars of the ANC, which were Moromboro, Tanzania.
Yes.
He actually didn't frame it out himself, but he led through the ANC, through the four pillars. Now, when you look into the faith of these three people, you see, when you look into Biko used to consult churches. He had discussions with different people from different churches when he was...
Pause. People don't say this. They don't say that Steve Biko, right, had a relationship with churches. So I'm sorry to interrupt you there, but I do want you to go on. But I just want to pause there because he's a lot of the radical people that I've come across will cite Biko, right? On a it's almost they take him out of that part of it. So, go on. Go on.
Yeah. So that missing information is causing a disconnect within the students' arena.
Sure.
You see? Where you don't see the students see the how the church can help them in framing up their problems and bringing the resolutions. You see? Yes. And it's the same with actually Tambo. If you read literature about Tambo, you notice that one of the things, it is faith that actually Tambo and who is this bishop, Desmond Tutu.
Yes.
used to be close. You see,
Yeah.
Because even though he was pushing the international solidarity because he was outside South Africa, they used to go and meet people around. But when you get into literature, you begin to realize that Tambo's faith was what was driving him in what he was doing. And his faith was Christian. And he was actually, it's not something that he kept secret when he was doing it.
Yeah.
He was actually something he was known for. You see?
Tambo. Yeah.
When you get into Anton Lebende,
Yes.
man.
Come on, I can tell you're passionate about this, and I want you to kind of double click on the disconnect, because so what happened was I had a friend, and he was in the church, with us, and all this, and then EFF, if I can mention a political party, usually Lukolo gets us in trouble, but EFF comes across, starts up, and this friend of mine decides that hey, he's going to join the junior ranks of this EFF, and for some reason, bro, his faith basically just left his faith, right? There was this like leaving of the faith, a real one. For me, I don't know. Maybe it's something that some people have experienced and maybe are more aware. But for me, it was like a shock. Like I'm like, can you not be a Christian and go into the EFF?
Yeah.
So please talk on that disconnect and just go on there, because I feel like there's something there that I think is very helpful for somebody watching this. Yeah.
That's why I started this by the issue of the ideological architects. You see? So these guys, when they, as architects, as they were building these ideologies, they centered God in what they were doing. You see? Whereas some of the ideologies which are coming forth today, they do not want to acknowledge that part.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
And I must say this also. It's not to say that Tambo in the ANC was a Christian party from the beginning. No, it was not.
Yes.
But those guys were allowed to exercise their faith in the things that they were doing.
Yes.
So when you get now certain ideologies which are coming, you see, and these ideologies ride on waves of the past sins that were done. You see, it's easy for them to come up with things that are saying to people, listen, this didn't work because God was not there for us in that particular period. You see, but God was working behind the scenes. You see, He carried Tambo, He carried Lebende, and he carried even Steve Biko. Even though I haven't come across him saying that literally that, but he in his consultation he used to seek spiritual guidance. You see, but now there is a disconnect within that because of the time we're in. Things have evolved. You see, and it's something that you need to bring back to the arena. You see, that God works behind the scenes, even if we do not see Him at certain times, and that individual relationship is so key in us practicing our politics at this time.
Yeah. So I mean that disconnect. I'm going back there because how can I be a radical like follower of I don't know, some political party or maybe a Biko ideology like Black Conscious or something, and still be a believer? Because I think that's where I'm trying to go. Because my guy left, like literally, bro. Like he was coming to church with us. I'd see him, and praise God, by the way, shout out to the man. He knows himself. He's back in the church, and he's kind of pulled out of the junior ranks of the political party. But can I so answer that? I know it's rhetorical, but it's leading to my next question. And how, if there is a way?
The issue is we need to be able to differentiate between party politics and politics.
Okay.
What's the party politics are dangerous. They are driven by people which have an agenda. You see, if you get to ANC, it's the agenda. It's not. Their agenda is not South Africa.
Okay.
They have their own thing they have.
Yes.
You see? Yes. Though they stand in front of people to say that we want to save South Africa. But in actual fact, what drives them is party politics of the people they are standing for. You see?
Yeah.
Whereas politics themselves,
Yes.
they are inclusive of everyone which lives in South Africa.
Come
You
on.
see?
Yeah.
So the party politics are driven by the ideas which are ran within that particular politics thinking, and it's sometimes a pocket of people that they are targeting.
Yeah.
Whereas politics is a different game altogether.
Love that, and that's why I was asking that question, because my next question is this. And again, guys, we're not gonna dig deep on this one. We're just gonna kind of touch on some of the. It is a bigger topic. So I am a believer. I'm a Christian. I believe in God, Malis, and I don't think politics is relevant to me. Why? Why should I vote for these people? But I think you touched on it now with saying like, hey, there's a difference between party politics, I think, and the political kind of arena or political sphere, right? Interestingly, the reason also I wanted to talk to you, Malis, is because I feel like on my end, there's just been a, what do you call it? Like when somebody's kind of like apathy, I think that's what it is. Where I've only seen the party, I've only thought about it in terms of party politics, right? And so for me, I'm like, I'm not gonna get involved. So I would like you maybe to say, how do you speak to that person who thinks politics is not relevant? And I think you've already started talking on it, yeah.
Yeah, apart from what I've just shared with you, maybe I'll come back to it a little bit later. One of the quite an interesting things in the journey that I've taken in my master's was to look into, because sometimes when I don't get in the treatment of something now, I go to the Jewish Greco-Roman world.
Okay.
Because because there I sometimes because the Christianity there was still a new thing, and because it was new, it had also all its parts in it. It had not evolved to anything.
Yeah.
So what was done there, we can trust, because it was just
it's the source.
As a source. You see.
Yeah.
You know, in Rome at that time, actually around 66 AD, in some of the literature that I've been reading, there is a guy who was leading a revolution, and he is titled there in one of the papers that I was reading as Hebrew by birth, Christian, but a converted Christian.
Oof. Say that again.
Hebrew by birth, but a converted Christian leading revolution.
Sure.
That with the revolution he led is coincided with the fall of Rome. The Romanization which was happening in the Eastern Mediterranean, all the Egypt, the Corinth, the Rome, the Romanization that was happening there, and its fall can be coincided with the revolution which was led by this man that I'm speaking about.
Sure.
You see?
Yeah.
So the party politics have a different aim than actual politics.
Yes.
Their politics actually want to set people really free.
Yes.
You see?
Yeah.
But the party politics are playing game just to gain power.
Come on.
You see? And they are sometimes driven by wanting to be in a place of power and controlling things, not necessarily on setting people free.
Hey, thank you to everyone who has been supporting the work that we are doing on our Patreon, giving monthly to us. We cannot do this without you. If you'd love what we are doing and want to help us create more and more of this content that you are watching, please make sure that you can click on the link below and you'll be able to give us monthly. It starts off at an easy 150 rands per month if you're in South Africa. And so we would love your support to help us be able to create more and more of this content. Thank you.
Bro. Yeah. Guys, this is usually a conversational thing, but Malis, you clearly see this, what you just said. It's something a lot of us don't know. Me as a believer, I think part of the apathy is because I didn't see it this way, right? But if you think about the kingdom of God, right? It's inclusive. It's that whole thing. Like, hey, listen, some people are being graced to be in those spaces, right? Political arena space. Not everybody is going to be in the church. And actually, it should be a lot less people in the church, because the people in the church are are to equip, right? They need like Mali's. If you are leading a church, you should be equipping Marvin to go work in politics.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I want them to get that, right? So thank you so much for going there. I think it hit a big on my end, right? So the apathy is kind of gone. So okay, we're gonna get involved in politics now.
Yeah.
I'm a Christian. I want to get involved in politics. Mali said, "Hey, there's party politics and then there's politics, right?" And okay, wait, let me pull it back. I told you one of my stumbling blocks is not seeing that differentiation. Do you know if there's, in your experience, what are other stumbling blocks for believers, right? Again, guys, I know not everybody watching this is a Christian or believe in God, but I am, and so I'm asking from that perspective because some of us are too. What are other stumbling blocks that you have seen?
Yeah, I mean, the reality is politics as they are right now, they have a different aim. And as a child of God, you can perceive these things. And there is a mirror image I have, having studied in CBUT and what was portrayed on me with regards to politics.
Yes.
And there is an image that I have of politics of when I was growing up and what I've seen.
Yes.
You see?
Yes.
And but there is an image that we need to understand that Christ is bringing into our lives. You see? That we are His bearers.
Yes.
You see?
Yeah.
We bear the light, not just... The Bible is so clear that you cannot take a light and put it under a basket. It is meant to be put there to be seen. So each and every one of us are supposed to be lighting, to bring a light into these different spheres. And politics is one of them.
Yeah, yeah.
You see?
Yeah, yeah.
And we're carrying something that is not corruptible. You see? And this thing that is not corruptible is actually what is missing right now, which is causing things to be falling apart.
Come on.
You see? And that is why, even in my paper, I'm trying to look into models that could be assistive in terms of people who are engaging. Because unfortunately, if you get to politics, they have a chance to absorb you.
Of course.
You see?
Yeah. So there's that too. Yeah.
They can absorb you. You can change all of a sudden to be a person that you have not been because of the influence that is there. So what are supportive systems that could help you to ensure that you are a light there?
Listen,
you are not influenced.
Yes, because that's always been, I think, part of, I'm asking about stumbling blocks, but also the fears and the dangers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And maybe, okay, so do you think another stumbling block for believers would be something like, hey, the church does not get this, does not understand this side, and therefore I have to. I can't do both. Like I can't be in the church or for the church or the things of the church and still do this. Do you think that's also a stumbling block?
Yes. Actually, you've said it well at some point. One of the issues that we are faced with is that things are evolving.
Yes.
And they are evolving at an incredible rate. You see? So what it meant maybe 15 years back to be a Christian and a politician and be in politics is very different from what it is now.
Oof. Yeah.
You see?
Yes.
So we still need to sit down and frame what does it mean for us today, right now.
Bro. Yeah.
Because if that is not framed, we are depending on something that has worked before, but now the circumstances have changed.
Sheesh, bro.
You see? So that is why when you mentioned this about this podcast, actually I was thinking of, I've been writing thoughts because I'm also keen, I'm so keen on writing a book.
Come on, bro. You have to.
I've been writing.
We need it. Listen, I'm speaking for myself here, and I know there's many others like me, people who have either become apathetic to this thing where they're like, whatever, not relevant. Some of them think it's not relevant. Some of them just are scared. Some of them are not informed enough, right? So please, we need that book, God.
Yeah. So that's why I appreciated that you giving me this moment here, so that I can be able to express these things, because those are some of the things that I want to speak about. But I saw that, with the next project coming up now that I'm thinking that I'm already on, all these thoughts may just be going under the couch. I'm sitting on top of them.
Yeah.
So it's something that I'm working on.
Okay.
It's something that I'm working on, and I'm trusting the Lord that. And also with the project that I'm doing now, it's going to give me more to be in a place which have resources.
Yes.
So that I can be able to make sure that I ace that.
Please,
book.
bro, we need that, because, guys, part of the reason, another reason why I want to have this conversation is that actually there's nothing out there like around this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, as elections is coming. I have a lot of friends who are not voting, and I'm like, bro, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I'm a Christian. I don't know how to engage. I don't know what to say, right? And so we need this, bro. So maybe to segue from this, my next question is, what are some good scriptures if you're a believer to guide you around these political things? Like I said, bro, some of us just don't know. And so we are either disengaged or like we engage really badly. Or we leave altogether like my dude, So maybe if you have, because again, believers, we have the word of God kind of as our guide. Are there some scriptures that you can say, hey, you can use this and this and this and put this together to kind of form your thinking around this?
Perhaps I can send the scriptures later, but
sure.
my thought, the view, and I think there are three things which are in my heart, which are in the scripture with regards to politics. Is the first of all is the kingdom. We must be kingdom minded. The second of all, the Bible talks about governance.
Yes.
You see?
Yeah.
And the third one is being socially responsible. So if you have those three things,
please repeat them.
The kingdom,
yes,
governance, and being socially responsible. Please
touch on governance, because I think the other two are more understandable. Governance, how does the Bible talk about governance? Like, in what ways?
You see, when the Bible speaks about governance, it shows us this governance of God, which is orderly, and it gives us this picture of Christ and how He is His governance here on earth.
Yes.
You see, so it's in that view, because, like I'm saying, that the Bible is not, in some of the things, is not prescriptive because of things evolve. You see, when it was written, by the time it was some of the things being written in the early church, you see, they were dealing with a totally different situation.
Yes.
And how do we make it today? You see, is one of the
still relevant today.
100% relevant. 100%
let's not get it twisted. It's very relevant today. You just need to go do the work.
Which is there's a work that needs to be done.
Please go.
So if you keep these three things and maybe read the scripture with these in mind, that the kingdom, you see, the governance, you see, and I mean, even Jesus, in actual fact, when he respected the governance here on earth when he was walking, by the way, he actually did, because he's not that he's acknowledging it.
Yes.
You see, when he entered the Jewish Greco-Roman world, when he was asked to pay tax,
what did he do?
He actually asked for someone to fish, and then open the mouth of the fish, and then he paid.
Yes.
And then he'd say, "Pay to Caesar, what is Caesar? And God's, what is God?"
He didn't say this one is. It's all mine because it's God's, so I must only give tithes. Right?
Because this earth, he has put a governance in it. You see? You see? And then even the Apostle Paul, at some verses, he elaborates on the issue of respect the government.
Yes.
The government.
Yes.
Respect the government, and if you do not, if he actually, I forgot the actual way he puts it, but just respect the government.
Yes.
Respect the government.
Yeah. Thank you, Malis. That's. I think again we've given them handles today. We're just giving them handles. Hey guys, here's. And so now, in view of like the elections coming up, right, in South Africa, right. Marvin now is informed. He's like, okay, you can go into politics, right? There's a difference between party politics and normal politics. And it's important because, we see it in the word. You see Jesus, even as you just said now, he says, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Paul talks in Romans about obeying the authority that have been put in place by God, right? Now, as elections coming up, and Marvin's decided he's okay, politics is relevant, I'm gonna vote. Give me handles. Please don't tell me who to vote for, Malis. Because I know we have a Christian party in this country. But tell me, how to think about it. I think that's more helpful. And we're going to probably end this point because I do feel like we could just keep going. So this one is going to be our last one.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. No, the question that you are asking right now is one of the questions that actually Socrates was literally against democracy.
He was?
Yeah.
Socrates, the philosopher, by the way.
Yeah,
okay.
the philosopher.
Yeah.
He was against democracy. He says he saw it power because he liked the fact that it is in democracy that everyone is equal. But he makes an example one time. Actually, it's I take my passion for this from John Lennox.
Okay.
Whenever he speaks about Socrates, he is just
He gets excited.
He gets excited.
Sure.
So he actually says that, listen, if you are going to ride on a boat,
yes,
who would you love to drive that boat? Is it a captain or anyone else? Or anyone?
Yeah.
He says that the person who's supposed to be driving is someone who's trained to drive. But unfortunately, democracy does not do that. You can actually vote for anyone.
Oof.
You see?
Yes.
So then he
Captain
actually,
or not.
Yeah, captain or not. You see?
Yeah.
And then he says that democracy requires people to educate themselves and to be critical thinkers. They need to critique. And it requires people to look into the characters of people. Apart from the fact that they have educated themselves enough, they are reading papers, they are reading news, they are reading every article. Apart from that, they need to also look into the character of the person.
Malis, you're saying I can't just say because this man is part of our tribe or this man is very radical, I must go for him. You're saying character.
Yes.
Sheesh.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and then, unfortunately, now me and you were faced with this reality of the world that we're in. You see? And my advice is know that your vote matters. And I know sometimes when we vote, it feels like it's a drop in the ocean. You see?
Or like, why should I vote?
Yeah. Your vote matters, but learn to educate yourself. Those fine prints which are in each and every party,
yes,
take them to consideration. So that even when someone is not doing something, you can say that this is written under your party. That is why I voted for you.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
So apart from that, also look into the character of the person. When I tell them they are not doing this thing, are they going to listen to me? Do they look like they are going to listen to me?
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
So educate yourself.
Yeah.
And also make sure that you look into the character of the person. And don't do emotional voting.
Yes.
Be a critical thinker. That's the two cents that I would
I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that because again, like, you know, we're not a specifically like Christian like podcast, right? We have a broad range of people, right? Mostly young people. Right. And so I really like that you went with like character because I think that is super important. I was playing Devil Advocate, by the way, when I was like, I can't, you know, because I mean, for me, again, like I think with my uninformed, very apathetic kind of views, like you can either vote radical man because he's radical, not because of anything else, or you can vote this person because it's from our tribe or our whatever. And that's kind of the two kind of lenses I have, you know what I'm saying? And so it's rather like, rather not. But I think that the issue of character, I think if you're a Christian, you will appreciate that, right? If you're not, you will appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? So thank you so much, my brother. I think this is a longer conversation. Guys, again, intentional conversations. We're starting the conversation. I hope you guys continue this. Hope you and your friends will get engaged and start asking each other, you know, character-wise, who are we looking at, you know? Hopefully that moves the needle somewhere. Thank you so much, bro. I hope we get you again. And so we dig down deep. I know a lot of our audience will always talk about how we like, you know, you need to double click on this one, go deeper here. And other than that, guys, thank you so much for joining us for another episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got value out of this. And see you on the next one. Look forward to hearing some comments, reading some comments. Please let us know specific questions that you might have, maybe even for Malis for round 2. Just putting it out there. And maybe things that you are thinking about coming up in the elections. Thank you so much, everyone. Peace.